On this episode, we're getting into the field. We're getting some work done. We're getting our hands dirty. Somebody dressed me in next episode's attire.
From camping tents to the massive industries, this is Power My Space.
Let's go. On today's episode, we get to look at a partial off-grid system. That is 3 kilowatt to 5 kilowatt. This is for people who want to isolate big appliances from simply lighting and entertainment. And we also get to install a 3 kilowatt system, hence the attire.
Episode 3. Thinking about going off-grid?
Before we get into the installation, let us look at what the offerings on the 3 kilowatt to 5 kilowatt systems are. What can you power with these?
So we have a 3 kVA inverter here. This one does TV lighting and fridges. You can do 1 or 2 fridges. If you have a pump, we don't advise to run this one. There are different models that have a transformer inside, so they are stronger and able to absorb the surge that when your pump is starting. So beyond the 3 kVA, we have a 5 kVA inverter. So with this one, you can comfortably do TV lights, fridges, and a pump. You can do a submersible and a booster pump. In certain applications, we have done geysers on this system.
The consumption time will be quite a little bit compromised, most especially when you connect the fridge, unless you add more battery to it so that you have an uninterruptible power supply.
One stove is around 2 kilowatts.
Wattage is calculated by multiplying voltage and current. So, wattage is also referred to as VA or kVA for the kilowatt.
Inverters come in different sizes on the voltage side. So there's the 12 volt inverters, which will typically be 1 kVA. Then there's the 24 volt inverters. By voltage, we mean on the battery side.
There should be that voltage compatibility between battery and also the inverter.
The 12 volts, typically 1 kVA, they will usually be 12 volts on the battery side. The 3 kVA like this one, they'll be 24 volts most of the time. Some are 48, some are 24.
But once it gets up to 5, going up to 10 or 20 kilowatts, it's 48.
If hearing the offerings on the 3 kilowatt to 5 kilowatt systems have gotten you excited, you must be searching the market for what kind of inverters are available.
This is an inverter, this is the battery, 5 kVA, 5 kilowatt. It is movable. It accommodates about 8 panels to 5 kilowatts. And you can still stack the maximum of 6 batteries. It also takes power from the grid and also from the solar panel. This one is a stackable battery. It's a 5 kilowatts battery and also 5 kVA inverter. So it is removable. So, and this system is scalable. You can still add more batteries. It can even get up to this point once you put another battery.
This one is a smart inverter. It's in the category called bidirectional. What that means is you can be able to pull power from ZESCO or export power to ZESCO. With the introduction of net metering, which is basically you selling power to ZESCO, you can be able to sell power and check how much you have actually harvested in a day and see who owes who. So it's good for you to be paid by ZESCO.
If you, like say, the office is small, 1 inverter is enough. But if you got a bigger office, you have 2 air cons, you have multiple lights, Wi-Fi, so that you need maybe 2 or 3 of this inverter.
So for bigger systems, commercial applications, we do what's called paralleling. We add this 5 kVA with more 5 kVAs to make more power.
So this inverter, you can still parallel them up to 12 inverters, meaning you can still make about 50 kilowatts, 80 kilowatts just by connecting them in parallel.
And if you have a 3-phase application, We have 3-phase inverters, or we can make these single-phase inverters run in 3-phase.
So that's the good part of it when it comes to the aspect of upgrading the system. Then with the battery, we can still add more by adding more batteries. In that way, you are guaranteed of an uninterrupted power supply because they will have enough power storage.
There are a number of ways for going partial off-grid. Number 1. Install panels and use the panels only during the day. Then switch back to the grid at the end of the day. Number 2. Isolating some appliances to work strictly off-grid while you leave some big appliances like the stove on the grid. Number 3. You can switch off big appliances during non-peak hours and switch them on during the day.
This one is smart enough we can tell it to say, power the fridges and the lighting through the night. Then during the day when you have excess sun, run the geysers.
If well rationed, you can actually work completely off solar panels during the day while keeping your batteries fully charged.
You can see from the screen, this is 99. The ampere rate is 0. When the ampere rate is 0 from the battery, meaning it means we are just getting power direct from the solar panel, not from the battery.
So we arrived on site. Our client was setting up a 3 kVA system.
Alright, so what led you to this system?
I was tired of food being spoiled and sitting in the dark.
She has 2 panels to go with this and 2 200 amp hour 12-volt batteries, which is roughly 4,800 watts.
Parameters are indicated on the manual or spec sheet of the inverter when you buy. So that will be the size and number of panels or the size and number of batteries.
Then the most important is the MPPT input voltage range. It's 30 to 90 VDC. So normally we look at the VDC when you're connecting the panels. So amperage should be 60 amps, not less. So if you put less, it will be tripping. The breaker on the AC is 80 and 30. On the solar panels, the breaker in between the solar panel and the inverter, we have to put a switch which has to be in between 30 amps and 80 amps. Yes, we put those in case of maintenance. Maintenance, or there's something that goes wrong on the solar or on the batteries, it doesn't affect them, and it just trips off.
As we await the installation of the inverter, first we get some biscuits and test them, see if
and do everything that is not related to the installation.
it is.
And we also have put up the combiner box, the fuse, DC fuse, and also DC circuit breakers, SAT arrestor, and also AC circuit breakers. And in the distribution box from the grid, we've put up the ABS to just that protect either whenever there is under voltage or high voltage from the grid, it's able to regulate the normal working voltage.
In the middle of work, you need to have some refreshment. So we've been allowed by the client that we can actually start munching her food stuff. And one of them is this nice looking melon which looks weird.
While we were setting up, it started raining.
Panels already up there, likely.
And then it became very dark. We could hardly see a thing. We had to rely on torches for lighting.
Yeah, okay, actually I use 4-core cable. You have the output 2 and the input 2. That's a red and black or yellow and blue. So now we'll just loop the blue and have the yellow and the red as 5 cables. So the red cable, we use it as Posesco, and the yellow one is taking power from the inverter to the DB, Posesco DB, supply the house. Then we have the solar cables, we have the power cable, from the inverter to the DB box, from the DB goes to the main Zesco DB. So this is our DB, our main DB for the house.
So that line that we're seeing on the other side,
The red, blue, and yellow. Those are the supply cables from that are bringing power from the inverter and taking Zesco to the inverter. Yes.
For some people, going partially off-grid has instead made their lives very busy. They're constantly running to and fro the breaker every time power comes to switch off, isolate batteries. But there is a better way.
If you've noticed, instead of me using the changeover, I've taken out one loop. I've separated lines that are supposed to be on the grid and that are supposed to be off grid. Because on the inverter we have the bypass. Even if Zesco comes, it's charging, but it will bypass and feed this line together with that line. Yes. So I separated this line and that line so that in case they switch on the geyser and the cooker, it doesn't affect that line or the inverter. So the inverter is like independent on the other side.
Mr. Edwin, are you sure this system works? So we can go ahead and click our fingers here. So I've been told there are two places that I need to switch. The first one is, okay, down here. If you cannot see me, don't worry, I'm not that dark like someone. But, okay, but up here.
Something's coming up.
So,
Something's coming. Are we getting it?
okay. Oh, we're supposed to, which one, the red one or the
red?
Dude, just in case you get burnt, be the first.
What does this button do?
Right.
Do you have a stick?
Your hand is a stick. There we go.
Oh.
And we have power. The first installation that we have attended.
Mr. Edwin was doing installation. What have we set up here? What's the capacity of this guy?
The 3000 watts, and it can light up the lights, and then sockets. It's the TV and the fridge, but the fridge you can use like during peak hours.
Yes, our client is right here. Get that guy in here. Hey. Installation. Solar. Fine. So she's happily going to toast her bread, and she's happily going to air fry her food.
Watch TV.
Yeah.
Watch TV for sure. When I want to, just not just when Zesco's on.
Well, have you?
Going off-grid has gotten everyone, including the government, excited. Even the banks have caught on the chimwela for supporting the migration. On the next episode, we'll dive into the world of banking and find out how financial institutions are supporting you. Take the off-grid leap. Seriously? Which one of you dressed me in this? Somebody's gonna get it.